Alright guys, this is going to be my Star Wars The Acolyte Episode 4 review, and I'm gonna go nuclear right now. And before I do, before you start attacking me, oh, you're just a hater, you're not a real Star Wars fan, blah 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 blah. Yes, I am, number one, and I just, when I see garbage, I gotta call it out. I'm not just gonna be grateful that something Star Wars was released and just shill over it and be like, oh my god, this is awesome. I went into this show with an open mind. I thought, okay, the premise is cool, it could be interesting. I was looking forward to this show. I thought episode 1 and 2 was alright, I thought episode 3 was terrible, and everyone was saying that episode 4 was the best out of the first 4 episodes, like all the people that got the first 4 episodes early to review. They were all saying this is the episode that's gonna, get everyone on board and all that, and man, they are on some kind of Kool-Aid because that is not true at all. If anything, I would say this is just on par with episode 3 being terrible. The whole episode is just the characters walking around a jungle, and it is just so boring. We're talking about pronouns, like, why? I get it, it's 2024, you want to be more progressive and more diverse and whatever, but for what reason? Like, it's going to cause debate online and people are going to argue about it. I don't really care per se, but I know it's going to spark a lot of arguments. And there's just no need for it. Like, there is literally no need to just throw that into the episode for no reason. Because the fan base is already divided enough, and when you start throwing things like that, and then the lesbian witches in the last episode, like, you're just doing it just to do it. But anyways, let's continue on. I thought the episode made it very, very obvious that Khmer is probably the Sith Lord, or at least working for the Sith Lord. I'm like 99% sure that this is either Khmer or Mother Coral, and they're probably just working together, and it's so damn obvious at that point. Like, the script writers are basically telling you within the script, Khmer is involved. It is not a mystery. Everyone is saying this is like some mystery Star Wars show. The only mystery I can see in this show is where the hell did the $180 million budget go? We have had barely any action. The visuals were meh. I would say this episode the visuals did improve, but it still wasn't like mind-blowing or anything. In the first 3 episodes, I didn't think the visuals were very good. So I'm just genuinely confused, like, where did the $180 million go? Because a lot of people were pointing out this week that House of the Dragon Season 2 has a budget that is pretty much the exact same as The Acolyte. They have the same amount of episodes and everything, but House of the Dragon Season 2 looks 10 times better. Maybe 100 times better. And then on top of that, we've got dumb stuff like May, leaving Khmer and thinking that she's just gonna go join the Jedi all of a sudden. Like, she was fine to kill Jedi Masters, but then now that her sister is back and she finds out that Osha is alive, she's like, alright, I'm gonna be a good guy again. It's like, what? You were just willing to murder Jedi Masters, and now you just want to throw that all away and just join the good guys again. Like, huh? Then the rest of the episode is basically the Jedi just walking around this planet looking for Kelnaka. They find some bugs, and then we actually get a little bit of an action scene. We get Jedi Master Soul whip out the lightsaber, chop a bug in half, and then that's it. Just that one swing of the lightsaber was probably $10 million because, like I said, I don't know where the budget went. He literally just goes, I got this, boom, okay, that's it. Like, you've got to give us more. We are 4 episodes in. We've barely had any action scenes. Like, we had one at the beginning of episode 1, which I thought was pretty good. Then we had an action scene in episode 2, which I also thought was pretty good, but they weren't, like, very long. And I would want, maybe a couple of action scenes per episode with a budget like this. And I know I said it in my other reviews, but I honestly don't really care about any of these characters. Like, I like Jedi Master Soul, but I don't really know that much about him. I just think he's a cool character. This episode, Jackie got a little bit more screen time, so that was nice, to actually, see these main characters for a couple of minutes and actually have them on the screen, because Jackie, there was some people on Twitter saying Jackie was their favorite character in this series after the first 3 episodes, and I was like, how? She hasn't even had screen time. She hasn't done anything. How do you like this character? How is this a positive for you? But that's the majority of the people that are really defending this show. It's just people that are giving you positives that make no sense and saying that all of your criticisms are invalid. And it's like, what is going on right now? But yeah, the two main positives that I have is that we got a little bit more time with some of the characters like Jackie, and then I would say the visuals were pretty good. For me, I still don't really care about the characters or the story. I find the mystery just abysmal. Like, we already know pretty much everything. Like, yeah, there might be a couple of reveals, like what actually happened with the fire. We're probably gonna get a flashback of like Mother Coral saving May and then training her or whatever. I don't know. But the point I'm trying to make is that the general audience just doesn't really care about these characters, me included. And then on top of that, we've got a very weak script, we've got barely any action. The cinematography is extremely weak, and then now Kalnaka is dead. Like, that would have been something cool to see, you know, a Jedi Wookiee in action, but looks like we won't be getting that. I know there is a flashback of, I believe, Kalnaka fighting Torben or something, but that's not the same. I wanted to see some present day stuff. Because they just kill off Kalnaka and then it's like, oh, the Master's here. And then the Master is the most unintimidating person I've ever seen. They look like they're like 120 pounds. You know, they're just throwing people around. You can tell it's all wire work. Like, it was just, the entrance was just not very good in my opinion. I did not feel scared for these characters at all. I thought, you know, we've got, what, 10 Jedis gonna take down this Sith easily. Overall, I would just say this was another very weak episode. It was just felt like filler, really, until the last 2 minutes. Some stuff doesn't make sense, the script is weak and very obvious and predictable, we're barely getting any action. Where did this $180 million budget go? I'm genuinely confused. Like, I have no idea where it's going, unless all of these actors just got major paydays. And Disney, please stop making us wait an entire week just for you to give us a 30-minute episode. Honestly, this episode was probably less than 30 minutes if I go and actually check, because we obviously have the end credit stuff, we have the recap at the beginning, the Star Wars logo and Lucasfilm and all that. So this was probably like a 29-minute episode, and for us to wait an entire week for that is ridiculous. Especially with a budget of $180 million. Like I said, House of the Dragon has a very similar budget, and we have to wait a week for a new episode, but at least it's like an hour long. And it's high quality TV. We've got to wait a week for subpar television that's 30 minutes long. Like, that is crazy. But with that being said, I'm going to give Star Wars The Acolyte Episode 4 a 3 out of 10. I think it's just as bad as Episode 3. I have no idea what all of these people that got the episodes earlier are talking about. They were all saying, Episode 4 is my favorite. It's so good. It's going to get you invested in the story. It's the best out of the 4. It's like, what were you watching? I think Episode 1 and 2 was far better than Episode 3 and 4, and that's just my opinion. But yeah, this show is just not good. Like, I don't understand how people are saying this is good. A lot of people are saying it's riveting, it's so, interesting, I love these characters. I'm like, how? We don't even know, like, anything about these characters. And I know there's going to be some people that are going to try to attack me in the comments and say, you're a bigot, you're just racist, or whatever, and it's like, no, I can just tell what good television is and what bad television is. And if you like it, that's fine, that's great. I'm not going to hate on you for it, but if I don't like it, I don't need you to hate on me for my preference of TV. But yeah, if you guys have watched Star Wars The Acolyte Episode 4, let me know down below in the comments what you guys thought about it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? And what would you rate it out of 10?